everyone, it's Katie Farner, Director for the Sunshine State Superstars. I wanted to share my story with you guys today so you could learn a little bit more about me and my journey so far since I've been with Scentsy. So I joined in May of 2010. I had been a customer of Scentsy's for probably about 4 years. Yeah, probably about 4 years. Somebody gave me my first warmer as a gift, and I was a manager of a clothing boutique at the time, and we sold really high-end candles. So when they gave me this Scentsy warmer, I was like, whatever. I didn't even use it for like 2 weeks after it was given to me. I threw it in the back of the closet and was like, whatever. One day I was bored and I thought, well, I'll give that Scentsy thing a try. And I pulled it out. I'll never forget. The warmer was Embellish and the scent was Maui Mist. And I was blown away. I lived at home at the time, and the fragrance was like wafting out of my room down the hallway. My mom was home. She was like, what is that? That's amazing. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is amazing. We were hooked right away. We were hooked on Scentsy. And I threw out all my candles and I was all about it. So we bought for years. We didn't even know how it worked. I'm telling you, we would drive an hour to go to my friend's mom's house to buy Scentsy from her inventory. That's how little we knew about how this worked. We didn't know she had a website. We didn't know we could do parties. We didn't know anything. We would just buy inventory, come home, and use our stuff. I mean, I didn't even know it was anything like Mary Kay or Pampered Chef. You know, I had no clue. So anyway, she moved even further away and was having some life changes and things, and wasn't going to be selling Scentsy any longer. So we were like, what are we going to do? How do we get our Scentsy? So she said, well, you know, you can sign up to sell it yourself. And I'm like, okay. So I signed up to sell it in May of 2010. And it was purely to buy it from myself, get a discount, maybe pass the discount along to my mom if she was nice. But anyway, it was purely for fluff reasons that I joined. It was such a casual thing that my launch party was almost 3 months after I joined. I barely slid in under the radar to catch the Sensational Start. I was able to earn Sensational Start level 1 because of my launch party. My launch party was just enough to do Sensational Start level 1. So my launch party was a pretty big success, clearly, and I was like, okay. Got a couple parties booked off of my launch party, and the business just kind of started to naturally grow and develop in those beginning stages. And I was like, this is pretty easy. Still not business-minded, still hobby-minded, but hey, I was not going to argue with extra money every month. It would allow me to buy clothes and shop and whatever. So I was like, okay. So I just kept plugging along, and then I had a couple people come to me wanting to join, and I was like, hey, pump the brakes. No, I don't want to recruit. I don't want to grow a business. No way. I literally said to these people, are you sure you want to sign up under me? Are you sure? Somehow they still wanted to. I don't know why, but they did. And if they were still with us today, they probably would tell you they don't know why they did either, because they're long gone. I was not a good sponsor. My sponsor had never taught me what to do. Not that that's an excuse. I fully believe this is our own business, whether you have an awesome sponsor or a not so awesome sponsor. It doesn't matter, because your success is dependent upon you. So once I recruited these people, then I was like, okay, I kind of started growing up the comp plan, and I was like, okay, interesting. I started making money off of them, and I was like, okay. Then I went to convention, and that completely changed my mindset. I was like, whoa. This is amazing. This can really be a business, and I can really build a career out of this. I love this. See, because where I am right now, this is my job. My parents own a company and I work in their office. So that's where I am right now. And I thought, I could actually not do that job anymore that I really don't like. And I could work from home to allow my husband and I to have a family, because him being in law enforcement We always knew that I was going to have to work, that we wouldn't be able to pay the bills just on his salary alone. So the thought of, in that moment at convention, the thought of like realizing, whoa, I could build a business and work from home and still help provide for our family and be the kind of mom I always wanted to be able to be home with them. So in that moment, I left convention 100% committed, like 110% on board. I'm going to make this thing work. And I left convention as a star consultant with 3 team members. And 3 short months later, I promoted to director with a team of 18. And we have been so focused on the business and growth and sharing the blessing that has become this business. It's amazing what has changed since I made that decision in that moment. As soon as I changed my mindset from Scentsy as a hobby to Scentsy as a business, and my commitment level increased, it's incredible what has happened. If you would have told me 6 years ago, when I was 6-7 years ago, something like that, when I was introduced to Scentsy, that a few years from now, I would be growing a business that would meet my full-time salary, exceed my full-time salary, send me on vacations all over the world for free, and provide me so much joy, fulfillment, excitement, passion, and just flat out awesomeness, I would have never believed you. Never. I was so afraid to sponsor. I was afraid that I was too young and that I wasn't good enough. Because that clothing boutique that I talked to you about at the beginning of the video, I was fired from that. Because I was not ready to be the leader that they were looking for. They told me that. They told me that my leadership skills were not quite up to par. And that crushed me. It crushed my esteem, my self-esteem. And I never wanted to be in a leadership role again. So if I had not been to that convention, made that commitment, and said, you know what, I don't care that I'm afraid. My end result that I want is so much more important than to let that fear take over. So I want to encourage you guys today. I hope that my story just shows you that you don't have to be somebody who has direct sales experience. I had none. You don't have to be somebody who has leadership skills. I clearly had none. I mean, I was fired because of a lack of leadership skills. I mean, come on. So if I can do it, you can do it. There is no perfect person for this business. The perfect person for this business is somebody who's humble, who's willing to learn, who's willing to grow, and who's willing to put in hard work. That is the perfect person for this business. So don't let your fears or your doubts or your own limitations in your mind prevent you from growing something with this business. Because I'm here to tell you, this business can do everything that you need. It can meet all your needs, whether they're emotional, financial, whatever they may be. This business can do that for you and more. So give it 100%. Give it all you've got. Give it your passion, your energy, and you too can overcome any of those challenges that are set in front of you and build this into what you want it to be. So I hope my story can maybe help some of you realize your potential, because I believe in you. Now believe in yourself. I'll see you guys soon.